everyone, this is Bianca. Thank you so much for joining me on my channel. Today I'm going to give you like an overview on DNA.Land and what that's all about, and a little review, and I'm also going to share my results and how to use the website. So DNA.Land provides free genetic ancestry reports. So basically you download your raw data from either Family Tree DNA, 23andMe, or Ancestry DNA, download the raw data, and then you can go ahead and post it back onto that website. And according to their website, DNA.Land is a place where you can learn more about your genome while enabling scientists to make new genetic discoveries for the benefit of humanity. Our goal is to help members to interpret the data and enable their contribution to research. You know, obviously people are a little cautious to join it, but they're very straightforward. Make sure when you go on the website and you download your ancestry, your DNA, make sure to read the privacy and consent clauses. But it seems like they're on the up and up. They're also your genetic material that is in the system helps scientists on their quest to understand human biology, you know, history, diseases specifically, you know, genetic markers for breast cancer, and they actually have connected and have a studying partnership with the National Breast Cancer Coalition. So that is a really cool thing. I think it's Columbia University as well as some other company institution that has kind of joined forces to basically do the analysis for DNA.Land, and so it's really great. I mean, this is stuff that helps. It's like precedes being able to prevent cancer. Everyone's talking about the cure for cancer, and it's like this type of research actually precedes that. So definitely, if you want to, I would definitely post your genome onto the site. The more samples they have, the more accurate they will be in being able to predict certain genetic markers for disease, or genetic markers for certain ethnic groups, or more you know, certain traits like, oh, you know, like things like that. So next I'm going to give you a little tour of the website and some things to just keep an eye out on, and I'm going to also show you my results. So let's get into it. This is what I see when I go into DNA.Land. Just some things to highlight on this website. So they are trying to, since it is a newer website, they're trying to do the, you know, find relative capabilities, but it's unfortunate, but they don't have a lot of people in the system, so therefore they can't really, the likelihood of you finding a relative through this database is kind of low. So, you know, you click here and you see like there's no matches. So that's just one thing, and that's one of the things that probably is a good reason why you should submit your DNA into the system, because then at least you get an opportunity to help them get a better inventory of DNA or genome. So I'm going to skip the Ancestry report for now, and I'm going to go to the trait predictor. So this is after you've uploaded your information. I'm just showing you the website a little bit. I'm going to actually do a tutorial later on, but this is basically when you've already uploaded your information. They provided these reports. You're going to click the trait prediction report, and this gives you basically like wellness traits and physical traits. And again, this is a developing website. So right now they're just trying to get as much information. So they have your genetic data, you take a survey, and they see if you know, maybe your survey matches the data that they have and the results they're getting on that side. So it's a way for them to fine tune and determine how accurate their systems or the inventory of like genetic code that they have in the system is. And so the more, I'll say this a million times, the more samples, the better these processes will be. And as you can see, like, okay, like the education attainment one, that's interesting, but it's a preliminary confidence. So it's only it's only sure for so much. It's not all the way certain that it's accurate, but they're just trying to collect information. So I mean, I did go to college based off of the prediction, but I'm a really neurotic person, so this is not very accurate. And then I drink coffee average, and I am a night person. So again, this website is developing. It's developing right now. I know I have probably genetic markers. My dog is running around this house and he's driving me crazy. Okay. I have genetic markers for short people because I have a lot of short people in my family, but I actually am not short. I'm like 5'6". I'm pretty average. Maybe some people might say above average. And then I have brown eyes. So some things are just hard to mess up. And I am nearsighted as well. So they got these physical traits. And as you can see, like these confidences are a little different than like preliminary. These are just some features that you can look into. This website is partnered with the National Breast Cancer Coalition, and I think that's really amazing. And so because of that, they actually ask you to complete a survey for that as well, and that really does help contribute to their research in that area. So I'm going to go to my Ancestry report, and as you can see, I have a lot more information. And it's, the ratios are fairly the same. This number is a little bit lower. It's like 2% difference, but whatever. It's essentially the same. So on DNA.Land, I have 85% African, 79% West African, and it breaks into Lower Niger Valley, the Mende Akin region, and Senegal River Valley. And again, remind you, I am not from these areas. I do not know how to pronounce these things. So just, know that. So then you go into this, and again, the Yoruba area and the Isan in Nigeria. So it's strong Nigerians, this type of blood in this area and that bite of Africa, they call it. My blood is really strong from there. So that's really dope. It's cool. So then they also have the 19% is Mende Akin, which is apparently a region very close to like the Yoruba Lower Niger Valley region, and so that's 19%, and it's like the Sierra Leone region. Then you have the Senegal River Valley. And that, again, is fairly close. It's essentially all West African, So that's right on top of that Mende Akin region. So then now we have, and so the cool thing about this website is you click it, it highlights your little piece of the pie, and then it also highlights it on the map so you can take a look at it. And then it also gives you explanations on each of the regions, because obviously I don't know anything about these places. You have 1.7% in Senegal River Valley. That is essentially like Senegal and Gambia. So again, more West Africanness. So then next is East African. So then you have people on this side, and then it's Bantu, Kikuyu. I do not want to pronounce these, but I'll say Kenya and Tanzania. That's what it includes. So that's really dope. I'm really excited. That's really cool. And so again, you can just like find it over here. I was expecting I was going to be like all over the place. I thought that I was going to probably be like have like African ancestry everywhere, and it was like going to be 25, 25, 25, 25, but I think it's even more interesting that I have such a solid origin in one area. So that's kind of cool. So then now we have North African, and that's 1.3%. So again, like this website really breaks down the ancestral composition like really, really well, especially for African. So then, so you have this whole northern region. So it's Algerian, Tunisian, Morocco. So then let's go to West Eurasia. So West Eurasia, I got 14%. And apparently they separate, like they don't do all Asia as one, like Ancestry does. This one, they separate West Eurasia from Southeast Asia. So let's take a look. So you have South Asia, 12%, and of that you have Dravidian. So let's take a look at what Dravidian means. So it's Bengali, Sri Lankan, Indian, South India. Okay, so that's that. And that's a little chunk in the pie. And this is the region. Nice. So then you have, oh my gosh, okay, a certain type of Indian. So it includes Gujarati. Gujarati. Yeah. Gujarati Indian. So that's that region. So then you have Central, I have 1.9% Central Asian, and I guess it's ambiguous. They're unable to track down exactly what that means. And then I have 1.1% Arab Egyptian. So that includes Egypt, Palestine, Bedouin, which my friend told me it's like a nomadic group of people in the Middle East area. Saudi Arabia, Syrian, Yemen, that whole area. And then the last is the Southeast Asian, 1.3%, and that includes the Chinese, like pretty much a certain type of group, and then it also includes Vietnam. And I actually had results that included Vietnam and China. So that, again, all this is kind of confirming, but I will say that the information for Africa is a lot better on this website. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope it was an encouraging and inspiring video. Anyways, you have a great day, and I'm gonna talk to you very, very soon. All right, you take care. Bye.
Inside lane, missing exits, glued to the pavement.